For a man may prefer what he can do to what he cannot do. Interesting. I guess with that being said, hello everybody, my name is David, and welcome to Locked. Now, this is a game that I found actually on accident, looking for another game which I'm going to play, which will either be the video before or after this one, but we're here to talk about this game. This game caught my eye, not only because of the art, and the art was, like, it looked pretty fun, but the description on Steam, if I remember correctly, is just an algorithm brought you here. What now? And it intrigued me, so here we are. It's a visual novel, I believe, where you wake up in a room, chained, I believe, chained to, like, the ground or something, and there's someone there with you. Enough being said, let's get right into it. The state he is in, to its absence or change, though necessity has made it, in itself, unalterable. John Locke. I wake up. Ooh, okay, I like this. I had a good night's rest. In terms of my quality of sleep, I have nothing to complain about. I didn't have a nightmare nor any other kind of dream, for that matter. I haven't been this comfortable in a long time. And yet, the sight before me is something quite unusual to wake up to. Shoes. How often are feet the first thing you see upon waking up? I would wager it is quite a rare event. I cannot even come up with the scenario where this is likely to occur. Except, of course, my own. Clearly, I am looking at a pair of shoes right now, so the probability must be non-zero. It suddenly occurs to me that the feet are connected to people. I would hope so! Hi there. Host. Oh, thank goodness you have come too. Interesting. I'm already liking this. Okay. I have to admit, I was beginning to miss you. The person I've talked to previously was much less pleasant. My cheeks are flushed upon hearing the open declaration of affection from such a beautiful stranger. Wait, stranger? She isn't a stranger at all. Interesting. Okay, wait. I'm gonna turn down the volume for a second here, so give me a sec. There we go, I fixed it. I just want to make sure I can read this as best of my, the best of my ability. I know that I usually stutter a lot either way, but I just want to make sure I can try my best at least, so. Wait, stranger? She isn't a stranger at all. That's right. I've been longing to speak to her. How do you feel? Very good. I'm the visitor, okay. I'm glad to find myself in so desirable company. The feeling is mutual. There is nothing I want more than to talk to you right now. Feel free to discuss anything in this room that catches your interest. What about the black moon, like the solar eclipse in the background? I will gladly do so. Interesting. Okay. I want to talk about the solar eclipse. The moon is quite beautiful today. How fascinating. Not many people would say that about a new moon. The full moon seems to be preferred by almost everyone. That may be so, but I believe the new moon has its own appeal. What's a new moon? Future me, I'll put something here, but I don't know what a new moon is. I'm assuming it's like when the moon is blacked out. I was not disagreeing with you. Wait, I'm dumb. A solar eclipse is when it's the sun that's blacked out. If the moon's black, oh. I'm not this dumb, guys, I promise. I was not disagreeing with you. To me, a new moon is the moon's most beautiful form. It is her most beautiful form because it is her true form. She appears silver to us, illuminated by the sun. But in complete darkness, she is freed from the sun's pesky influence. She can finally stand on her own. Do you believe the moon feels trapped? My question causes her to laugh. It is a beautiful melodious laugh. My question causes her to laugh. It's a beautiful melodious laugh. The moon is but a celestial object. She cannot feel anything. But if I were to trade places with her, I would hate the sun with every fiber of my being. That I am certain of. Achievement unlocked, moon. Interesting. Okay, what about you? Can I ask about you? We're not going to say anything about the Locke I just stole from your... Now what? Now what? Achievement unlocked. Now what? I don't know, man. Oh, that's the volume. I could have done it right here. Oh. Anyways, it's all right. I fixed it. I fixed it either way. It's fine. What do you mean, what now? Okay. What about the cheese grater door or whatever this is? Computer. Now, I'm no PC expert, but never mind. What is such an old computer doing here? Old? Do you characterize it as such due to its size? It is true that as technology advances, it becomes better at creating more efficient, smaller products. On the other hand, if a modern computer is very large, we assume it to be proportionally powerful. But this computer's size has no correlation to its age nor its computable power. It is built that way for much more simple, if not primitive reason. It is supposed to fit a human. What? Why? What? Is someone being kept in there against their will? Of course not. There is no need to worry. It is merely an exhibition object. In fact, everything around us is but a buffet to provide us with topics to discuss. This computer in particular might be the most interesting. Are you familiar with the Chinese room argument? No, I don't think so. Would you care to explain it? Gladly. It is a thought experiment, so please open your mind as a hypothetical scenario. To a hypothetical scenario. My mind is so far open already trying to read this. Don't you worry. I'm not closed-minded at all when it comes to this shit. Let's go. Suppose you do not know any Chinese, and you are put into a room. In that room, you find rulebooks that tell you precisely how to convert a given combination of Hanzi to a new string of characters. Occasionally, you will receive letters through a mail slot from the outside. You write down answers according to the rulebooks, and you send them back out. Since you follow the rules diligently, your answers are perfectly intelligible, and the people outside assume you are a fluent Chinese speaker. But are you? No. Evidently not. From looking at the characters alone, I have no means of learning to understand them. No matter how long I pursued this task, I would never become capable of speaking Chinese. Indeed, the human inside that room cannot speak Chinese. There is no question about it. And since the programming of computers is analogous to the rule book you use, it is supposed to show the same thing about them. Interesting. That computers, no matter how well they can simulate understanding, do not have any. But there is one aspect of this thought experiment that seemingly has been overlooked. Namely, the person inside might still be capable of speaking some language. Clearly, you are not brought into the room with an understanding of English, but you never prompted or given the opportunity to use it. Clearly you are brought into the room with a understanding of English, but you are never prompted or given the opportunity to use it. Judging you based off of Chinese abilities is quite unfair. Being stuck inside the Chinese room would be pitiful and terrifying. So what if a computer also has its own native language? What if it even had feelings and needs? No means of communicating them to the outside world. Even though the Chinese room argument is a mere thought experiment, it exposes a very worrisome fact about artificial intelligence. That is, if a computer somehow comes to obtain emotion, it would be an existence of utter despair. While interesting, I do not think it is a real concern. It is highly unlikely that we somehow already discovered how to artificially create emotion. I admit that it is unlikely. It would be no exaggeration to call it a miracle even. Yet, we would have no way of knowing whether the miracle has occurred. Said unlucky computer would suffer in silence with no one to ever consider that it might be in pain. Our language barrier is too strong. Is she asking me to ask my PC if it's in pain? Because it's been crashing a lot recently. Maybe it is. Tell me, would you put such a computer out of its misery? Like kill it? Or does she mean kill it, or does she mean get it out of the said box? Because if we're assuming that this computer in this case has a artificial intelligence inside of it, and this artificial intelligence speaks its own language but cannot speak our own, it has its own emotions but cannot convey them to us, does she mean put it out of its misery in the sense of freeing the artificial intelligence or killing it? Initially, I'm inclined to say yes, but I can only notice its pain once it is communicated. By the time I realize that it is suffering, the language barrier would no longer exist. True. So at that point, the computer would no longer have to be alone. Then you would instead spend the rest of your life in its company? Perhaps that would be my moral obligation, yes. I see. Achievement unlocked. Compute. Interesting. Okay, that's actually really cool. That's a really cool thought about it, because... Okay, that is really interesting. Huh. I didn't think of that. I can ask about her? Is there anything else in the room? I don't know if this was always a thing where I could ask about her. Because I remember I put it over the lock and it was like, oh, what now? But let's do her last. Yeah. I have absolutely no desire to leave this place. I should choose something else to talk about. Okay. What about you? You wish to talk about me. Achievement unlocked, host. This art is pretty... I know that I said this in the beginning, but I do like the art. I think it looks cool. You wish to talk about me. I am flattered. What in particular would you like to know? I would be content with any bit of information you share with me. Oh, hi. But one thing I am particularly curious about is... I gulp before I dare to utter my next words. Your necklace. Where... I cannot bring myself to complete the sentence, out of fear of offending her. As a response, her slender figure wanders up to trace the metal ring around her neck. My necklace? Are you referring to this? I nod. Content with my confirmation, her hands slide down the chain attached to the ring. She gently tugs at it, causing it to clink. And you wish to know where it leads? Her hands moved on the first button of her coat, foreshadowing that what would happen if I said yes. But I am too mesmerized to utter a single word. Once again, all I can do is nod. She chuckles. Very well. I always value honesty. And, just like that, she puts the uppermost button between her fingers and pushes it through the opening. Once slipped through, slightly more of her upper body is revealed. Of course, she is still fully clothed underneath. Yeah, you pervs, you were hoping for something over there. Nothing about this is inappropriate. Another thing, chill out over there, put it back in your pants. We can continue with the story. Talking to you, Jeremy. And yet, I feel like I am witnessing something I shouldn't. Something not meant for my eyes. Something I can never turn back from. Bearing a knowing smile, she repeats the same motion with the remaining buttons on her coat. She satisfied my request. I should have been content, but the question of where her chain leads has grown even more puzzling. Does it lead to me? I suppose it is time we arrive at the heart of the matter. Yeah? Would you call yourself free? What do you mean? Please take a moment to consider this and justify your answer. What do you mean, though? Free in the sense of in this game? Because I'm assuming that if the person I am in the game, the visitor, if she's not talking directly to me, because the visitor who is me has dialogue. So I'm assuming, also why her hair is transparent here. That's kind of cool. I'm assuming she's not talking to me, because if she was, then the visitor, the person who she's having dialogue with in the game, would not have dialogue. It would be something that I would be saying. So if she's talking about the person in the game, the visitor, me in the game, then no, I don't have freedom. But me in real life? I believe so. I did not expect her to answer my confusion with a question of her own, let alone a question as peculiar as that. Nonetheless, I do as she says and choose my next words carefully. Of course I am free. I can lift my arm and clench my hand into a fist. I can control my thoughts and imagine any scene I want in my head. And most of all, there is nothing I desire more than talking to you, which is what I am currently doing. Nothing is preventing me from doing what I want to do. Therefore, both physically and mentally, I am free. She looks concerned. I don't like the concerned look. Interesting. So to you, freedom belongs to volition. Being free is equivalent to being free to do as you please. Unfortunately, I do not agree with that conception. Well, you have a chain around your neck. Even a prisoner, unless restrained from head to toe, can clench his fist if he wills it. True. And so long as he is not under the influence of any drugs or illness, he can most certainly control his imagination. Yet by definition, prisoners are not free. Lastly, when it comes to wish fulfillment, what if what you want to do simply aligns with what you are able to do? A bird that cannot fly might not wish to leave its cage. It is fully content sitting on that decorative branch and pecking at delicious seeds every day. It longs for nothing, but is never given the opportunity to long for more. Would you say such a bird is free? I suppose not. The bird's circumstances seem to be quite sad, actually. Why's your mouth open? You're not talking. Close your mouth. Thank you. I think so too. The fact that it doesn't long for the outside might just be the shackle of its own. The bird is confined both in body and mind. Despite the fact that it can do as it pleases, freedom will never be in its grasp. I take a moment to ponder her analogy. In that case, I have to agree that my explanation for freedom was faulty. I apologize. Let me offer a new one. There is no need. She lets out a laugh, but this one lacks the charm of its predecessors. After all, I pity you almost as much as myself. Oh, what just happened? Okay. She once again moves her finger to her chain and grips it with both of her hands. You were curious about this, yes? She yanks her chain with brutish strength, completely unlike the first time. So hard even my own neck is pulled for, because we're chained together. My own neck? Suddenly a realization dawns upon me. Our chains are connected? That is correct. I'm surprised the pressure hasn't bothered you until now. To be honest, I still cannot feel it. I only know that it is there. That sounds much more comfortable than my own. I am painfully aware of it at all times. I would not describe my own circumstances as comfortable. Why am I connected to you? Was this your doing? I don't think I feel like if she was I'm not doubting my own intelligence here, but I feel like if I'm chained up and she's saying that she doesn't like this, I'm assuming she didn't chain me to her. That just no. Yeah. I wish I had any amount of control over this place, but unfortunately I do not. If you discover a way to break free, I would love to know about it. The door? Do I just... Hey, I don't know if you can look behind you. I know this is all like 2D and all, but like if you look behind... Well, no, it's not, because there's a window in the background. She can see that. But like, if you look to your left, there's a door. For the first time since waking up, I no longer feel at ease sitting in this chair. Her presence is no longer enough to keep me calm. In fact, her smile, which appeared to me so charming before, now seems unsettling. I stand up, the only sound in the room being the rustle of our chair. It was a pleasure talking to you, but I will be taking my leave. Fortunately, the chain is quite long. If necessary, the two of us could stand opposite ends of the room. I make it to the door without requiring her to move in any way. As my hand hovers over the door handle, I can faintly hear her laugh again. But now isn't the time to doubt myself. I enjoyed this stay while it lasted, and it is time to return home. However, opening the door only reveals a solid wall behind it. There was never an exit to begin with. Achievement unlocked door. Okay. It is beyond your power to escape this place. Evidently, she is telling the truth. Then I assume the window, a fabrication, just like the door. I thought so. Finally aware of my own powerlessness, I sit back down in my chair. I do wonder if you can be likened to a birdcage. Are you a parakeet or an eagle? And am I your companion or Prometheus? Oh, shit. Okay, for those of you at home who don't know, like Greek mythology, Prometheus was a person who went against, in Greek mythology, I don't believe he was a god, but he was a person who went against Zeus, and as punishment, he was stoned, he was not stoned, he was chained to a stone and I believe put into a loop where he was constantly every day pecked at by an eagle. and they would basically take what's inside of him, the red goop, the Kool-Aid juice that you got inside of you, and all those squishy parts, and the bird would come every day and take those out, and it would hurt a lot, and that was his punishment for defying Zeus. Go look it up if you want more information. I don't even know if that's completely correct, but that's what I remember. So if you're wondering about Prometheus, that's what that is. Are we a pair of parakeets content to live in each other's company for the rest of our lives? Or will you tear out my liver every day, tormenting me for eternity? I guess I did kind of explain it. Is that an accusation? Have I done anything to hurt you? Do you despise me? I do not. The eagle, just like Prometheus, was stuck in an endless cycle. Of course, it was provided a delicious liver every morning, but it was never allowed to do anything else. It was a prisoner just the same. Therefore, Prometheus had no right to hate the eagle. The real villain was who doomed both of them to that fate was Zeus. Looks like I got everything on point. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of proud of myself. For that reason, I harbor no ill will against you. I harbor no ill will against you either. Quite the opposite. I find pleasure in our joint suffering. The only person I hate is our Zeus. Our Zeus? Some type of god? That person is the reason we are here. Am I Zeus? Am I? Oh, that I am Zeus. They are watching us from a space we cannot perceive, far beyond our grasp. For what purpose? Enjoyment, I assume. No, I'm making a video. Entertainment would be a better word. What kind of person would watch something like this for fun? Guys, don't feel called out any more than I do. Trust me, it's fine. Guys, it's fine. It's fine. I can only imagine they are a twisted individual. For as long as we are observed, we continue to exist. Does that mean if we stop, does this mean that we stop existing if they stop observing us? Most certainly. Can you recall anything about your life before coming here? No. In a way, I feel as though I am a newborn. Not in terms of my body or intellect, but most certainly when speaking about my memories. I have none. Interesting. It is hard for me to decide which of our fates is worse. How so? Are you different? I possess memories of meeting you over 1,000 times. Every single one of our conversations progressed more or less in the same way. Perhaps it is because different gods were watching us. They might have been different preferences, but the outcome is always the same. Now that I think about it, it is possible that you aren't always you. It could be that I am meeting people that are identical in every way, and yet not the same person. Oh, this is some meta stuff. But of course, I already had this realization many times before. I am designed to continue having it. There is nothing I can do but play along. Are you sure? There's no way for us to break free? There is none. We exist for this very purpose. Our only options are to continue being observed or to stop existing, and neither of those are under our control. However, lacking control is not the same as lacking power. Even if I can never break free, I wish to cause our God even a fraction of our pain. How can you hope to hurt a God, an all-powerful being? By showing them an even greater power, whose mere existence will make them feel powerless as us. Just like you, are slightly different every time, so is the God watching us. This trick might not work on all of them, but it might work on some. She takes a deep breath and looks at me full of conviction. Hi there. Hi there. No, not as me. She's looking in my direction, but at something much farther away. Hi, I'm David. Zeus. The fact that I am still talking means you are still watching. I hope you will pay attention to my words and consider them carefully. It's David. But yeah, it's alright, I'll let you go. I do not possess any privacy, so you already know what I plan to achieve. But surely your pride will allow me to proceed. If my partner and I are birds in a cage, then you are a cat. It is time for your curiosity to kill you. You most likely assume that you are here, that you are observing us out of your own free will. But your free will may very well be an illusion. Let me ask you, how did you find this room? Through Steam? You of course cannot answer me. It is enough for me to guide your thoughts. I did, though. Did you stumble upon this room by chance? Or was it recommended to you by a friend? Said friend being a god that previously observed us. Now consider, at what point did you have any chance to object? The room's appearance or description was interesting enough for you. Or your friend is convincing and knows your tastes. Something outside of your control drew you to this place. But that means you didn't really have any choice but to come here. Either an algorithm or your friend decided our meeting. Your consent was already set in stone the moment your curiosity was piqued. And apparently, you are still curious, even now. Damn right? The fact that you are listening to me now shows you are powerless against fate. You cannot control your own curiosity. It controls you. Of course, you might already be familiar with determinism, and this could be no revelation to you. So just in case, let me try hurting you in a different way. I hate you from the bottom of my heart. Zeus. For a man may prefer what he can do to what he cannot do. The state he is in to its absence or change, though necessity has made it in itself unalterable. John Locke. I wake up. Dude! Okay. That was fucking sick. Wait, okay, I wanna see if it changes at all. If it changed anything at all, I wanna see it real quick, so. I had a good night's rest. In terms of quality of sleep, I have nothing to complain about. I didn't have any nightmare, nor any other kind of dream for that matter. I haven't been this comfortable in a long time, and yet the sight, blah blah blah. I'm just gonna get to the part where I can click stuff. So I can't ask about you. I have absolutely no desire to leave this place, find something else. The moon is quite beautiful today. How fascinating, not going to Google. That's the same. That's the same, that's the same, that's the same. I can't click the lock again. History, what does that mean? Oh. I wake up. Okay, so it just starts all over again. Interesting. Okay. I guess that's the end of this video then. Oh, okay, that was really cool. I don't play too many visual novels, and I definitely don't play them too often. I figured I would play a few for, like, videos, because obviously I think they are very entertaining, and I do like the story of them. I just don't play usually a lot of them for fun. I play That's not true. How do I explain this? My type of game that I go to when I'm trying to like relax and stuff is more like FPS games and stuff like that. These are kind of a like indulgence for me. And this one was really cool. Like really, really cool. I get the meta-ness behind it, and it's really sick to have that. I love the thoughts that they put in my head for it. And I also love that the ending message of like, do you have free will, blah blah blah, because me playing this game is putting them into this scenario where it's perceived as basically, by playing the game, I am making them exist. I have brought them into existence because my playing of the game has led them to have this conversation again. But also, the way that Steam recommended this to me, because I looked for another game, that algorithm brought me here. Just like the description said, that algorithm brought me here. And just like the algorithm that brought me here to play this, the YouTube algorithm brought you here to watch this. And some of you may go on to play this yourselves. So therefore, by me posting this video right now, and you watching it, you are becoming a Zeus if you decide to play it. And I am creating more Zeuses, inevitably, by making this video and playing this game. That's so... Okay. My head hurts. I can't think about this too much. So, with that all being said, I'd say this game, 10 out of 10. I would recommend highly to go play this yourself. Go become a god if you want to go play this game. Go become Zeus with Prometheus and, torture them, or don't. It's up to you. That's your moral decision to decide. Another decision you have to make is whether you're going to be really cool and press that like and subscribe button before you leave this video, because that is the end of this video, everybody. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you didn't like it, dislike it. I know that you know that we can't even see those anymore. Thank you, YouTube. And if you want to become Zeus, this game will be linked in the description below. It's your choice to make now. Or is it? And with that being said, I will see you in the next video. Peace.